Let's see that. Let's see the second one.
Hey, what's up, guys? Riff here. So I want to start off this video by declaring total chud victory.
Oh, I love it. I love total chud
one
victory.
of the greatest mess around and find out moments we've seen in quite some time, where a woke VTuber merch company fired one of their talents over problematic statements they made.
Man.
And this is completely blown.
Taco Bell also causes it. That's true. Every man that eats at Taco Bell should say that, dude, that's actually brilliant. Okay, guys, here's what you need to do. New strat. New strat for all of the women, all of the liberal women in your life. Go eat at Taco Bell, all right? And the next time she goes, I have a period. You don't understand how it feels. I feel terrible right now. You should say, I know exactly how you feel. I know exactly how you feel because I ate at Taco Bell. And so I too menstruate. But my menstruation is beans out of my asshole. Dude, you should do it. You guys should do it. Dude, it's perfect. Because if they say that's not the same thing, you could be like, are you saying that trans women aren't women? Is that what you're saying? Because they have the same thing that I do. You should do it. You'll win. It's like you could destroy them at their own game. They have to play by their own rules.
Up in their face. As you can see, they deleted their post announcing that this VTuber upset their values, and now they have gone private. Now, this is a follow-up to the video I made yesterday, and I think the first follow-up I want to do is a very important one, and that is looking at the VTuber that was targeted.
Dude, I just realized you can use this for so much. Dude, you can use this for so much. Oh my god, dude.
Yukiwaru has gone from a few hundred followers to over 7,500 in just 24 hours. And it was my pleasure to be a part of that transition there. That is a very great thing to see. People are rallying behind her. And now we look at the aftermath.
They must be so mad.
All of the people who are trying to cancel her.
You guys imagine how mad they are?
They're locking replies. They're shutting down their Twitter accounts. They're self-deporting to Blue Sky, crashing out, or all of the above. And it is amazing to see. Now, before we get into the updates, the further ones, let me just give you a quick rundown. If you want the full rundown, you can check out my video from yesterday. But here is a very quick version
I like how it had to be censored.
Episode of Dragon Ball here. So we have this VTuber merch company named Waifu Wears. And they, well, worked with Yukiwaru. And they should be very thankful because her latest drop with them, a small company, was completely sold out. But instead of saying thank you, they listened to virtue signalers like Kat here, who made this post sharing a video stating that Yuki is transphobic and is no longer their friend. Now, to sum up the clip that we watched yesterday, basically Yukiwaru said very contentious things like men can't get periods, men can't get pregnant, and that it's offensive for biological men to cosplay as biological women and the experiences they go through. She also stated that it's wrong to bring children to sexual events in pride parades and things like that, and that it's also very wrong and grooming for teachers and other trusted adults to try to transition minors. Something that is just pure common sense. But to wackadoos like this, it was earth-shattering. Not only did they end their friendship with Yuki over this clip, they went out and completely tried to cancel her. And when they confronted her in private DMs, not only would Kat leak the DMs, but we can see Yuki stood by what she said and was called disgusting by this Kat individual.
Damn.
Also, the artist responsible for the model that Yuki uses very heavily implied that they're going to revoke her rights to the model over this set of wrongthink. On top of that, Senko, the artist, would then urge people to spread kindness and awareness while promoting a charity called Mermaids that heavily targets minors as young as 13, giving them binders without their parents' permission. Now, of course, Waifu Wears wouldn't listen to common sense. Instead, they listened to the mob on Twitter and dropped Yukiwaru as a result. They also had a bunch of other virtue signaling posts talking about how they want to be an inclusive and supportive community, and that they don't harbor ill
supportive. Wait, was it inclusive and supportive? Unless you don't think the way we do, then get the fuck out.
To anyone, and that everyone has their own views, and that they respect that, except of course the views of people like Yuki. Now, of course, you know how this story ends. If you saw the previous video, they deleted all their posts and then went private, and this all happened within like an hour of getting even the smallest amount of backlash on their decision, which led to some very funny interactions. The virtue signalers saying, "Waifu Wears is the absolute GOAT. W Waifu Wears," over a now deleted post from a now private account. But of course, the first update that I already talked about is Yukiwaru and how so many people have rallied behind her. We have seen this happen before, and I'm so happy to see it happen again.
Yep.
Before we get into the updates of all the people involved with the cancellation campaign, let me have my little after-school special wholesome Chungus moment right here. I always enjoy the content that I make, but my favorite type of content is this right here. When a small content creator is getting canceled by the woke mob, and we can shed some light on the truth and just be part of the help that goes her way to help build a new audience and to expand on their existing audience. And we've seen this VTuber go from a few hundred followers to 7,500, and I'm sure by the time this video is live, since I'm recording in the morning, she'll be in the 8,000 or 9,000s by then. But Yukiwaru did something that a lot of these virtue signalers, these V-tweeters, don't do. And she went out and...
Let me tell you something. These people are basically never worth having in your community. Let me explain why. Because their purity test is ever changing, and it's so strict that the moment you fuck up, they will bust you. They will bust you, and the more parasocial they were before they started busting you, the crazier of an anti they're gonna be. It's totally not worth it. Like, these people are not really on your side. They will destroy you if they can. If you do something that they disagree with.
It's never worth it. She was immediately at work reacting to my video, and there's a lot of great clips coming out of it, but I want to start with this one because it shows that she is doubling down and even sticking through with this if lawyers have to get involved.
Everyone should know other pieces of the story. You should know both sides to the story. You should know other details that are important. You want to know something else? They sent me an email, which I'm not sure what I should say it directly is at this time, but they sent me an email trying to take my rights away from using my model, pretty much.
They actually tried?
Okay, where I've now had to get my lawyer involved. Okay, I've reached out to my lawyer who's looked over my merch contracts and everything. I've gotten them involved, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, obviously that's a great response. Yep. And looking through her content and her reaction to everything going on, I'm not even surprised that she's standing her ground. I still want to commend her for doing so. But yeah, if this artist really wants to go that length of revoking her rights, this is...
To be honest, a lot of people fold. Because they all their friends are mad at them, and so a lot of people fold at this point. So it honestly is commendable.
It's becoming a legal issue. This is something I don't think this Senko person understands when it comes to how serious this is, the gravity of what she's attempting to do. And I am very happy to see Yuki saying, okay, if you want to go that route, I am willing to fight. And I don't think Senko wants that fight. Ladies and gentlemen, if they weren't already cooked, it's going to get a lot worse for them. But of course, this is all over the comments that came from this video. And much like everything else in this situation, the tides have turned on this clip, where it's now getting dislike ratioed. What began as a hug box for all of these virtue signalers, including some of the people involved in the cancellation campaign, it's now turned into this. You can see the latest comments shredding everyone involved, saying this: ain't going the way you wanted, huh? Thank you for showing me this VTuber. I'm gonna super chat a ton. That's the most normal take ever. Most people in the world have this opinion. Seems like a great channel. She is stating fact after fact. Everyone should go support her and applaud her. Transphobic, and it's just common sense. Yep. Oh my god, I'm literally shaking and pissing myself with anger right now. Of course, the person who shared this clip is that VTuber Cats, and how are they
Nice.
doing? Well, they're crashing out, okay? They're quoting people like Chibi Reviews, who called out the situation, calling him a veteran grifter who's trying to come to the aid of a newbie grifter. Again, this word has no meaning whatsoever on social media. Everyone who has a different opinion than someone gets called a grifter. I will inform this individual because I'm feeling charitable today. I'll educate you on what a grifter is. That's someone who publicly states opinions that don't reflect their actual opinions, all to swindle people out of money. Can you please show how anyone involved is doing that? Otherwise, you're just misusing a word, watering it down, and looking like...
What's funny is the actual grifters here, or that company? That company that was like, oh, we want to make an inclusive space, and then they can't stand the heat, they back down.
Like an absolute fool, and the comments are destroying her, saying, what does grifter even mean to you? The definition of the word you're using, since
they
you
can't
have
even
no
stand by what
idea
they're saying.
What it means, you regard. Protect children from trans. Someone you supposedly once called friend says something you don't like, and they're immediately a grifter. The way scum like you operate is so
they're the worst.
Disrespectful, disgraceful.
Like, woke people are the worst.
They're
they're actually the worst friends. Like, for real. Like, almost all of them are just completely, like, a nightmare to be friends with. It's, like, never worth it.
Very on point
A
here.
lot of these people, basically, they're only your friends when it's easy. And you can tell the quality of a person and their friendship with you and how they care about you when things are hard. What people do when it's easy to be your friend, because everybody does that. It's when things hit the fan, that's when you find out who your actual friends are. When you're having a bad time, things are fucked up for you. When it's not easy to be your friend, when it's not easy to be there for you, that's when you find out who your real friends are.
Grifter to you means people who speak the truth. He'll abandon her once she realized, oh my.
Imagine having to tiptoe around these woke people, being a teacher, having to hide conservative opinions. Just common sense hurt. Yeah, man, I feel it for you, man. I wanted to be a teacher at first, and I was like, man, that'd be terrible, actually.
These people are absolutely direct. Why is that on your mind? Literally, why is that your reaction to the situation? These people are absolutely sick, and they're projecting as they always do. But of course, they're still crashing out.
Oh, you do teach history. That's awesome.
To all the backlash. Getting botted on every single social I have because I decided to speak up against hate. It's the same list of 5 sentences copied and pasted over and over until further notice, limiting my replies because they're literally spammed by an army of nobodies. Mm-hmm. Yes, this VTuber right here with 2,000 followers is calling everybody criticizing them a nobody. The narcissism, okay? I've said this before. I wish I had the delusional level of confidence some of these people have, because they must go through life thinking they are the main character or something and nothing can ever bother them, and there's no accountability ever on the horizon for them. But of course, they're coping and saying everyone's botting. No, you just lost the narrative. You were in your little echo chamber in the hug box, and that got out of your hug box. The post.
It's so funny how they think they're so obviously right.
And you met normal people
that they don't even have to explain their opinion.
Your crazy beliefs. Okay? Normal people with common sense know that men can't get periods. They know that men can't get pregnant. And they very, very strong problem with children being manipulated into changing their bodies. That's what normal people think. Unfortunately, you encountered normal people, and now you think it must be the product of botting. But also, you remember this interaction right here, where they were talking to Senko, the artist. Well, where's Senko? What happened? Well, they're not having a very good time. They have privated their Twitter accounts, and in case you didn't see the original interaction here, they were talking about how they're literally crying over this nightmare scenario of their model being used by this former friend who's now saying all these heinous things. And when asked, they heavily imply they're going to revoke Yuki's rights to use the model, which is a very, very serious thing to say. And boy, I suggest not doing that. That would be really bad. But we did get this woman to follow through on their word. This person saying, also, at least I'm a man of my word. How about you F off? That was, of course, when Senko told this user to F off when they tried to respectfully tell them to take a break from social media, and pointing out that Senko's pin tweet at the time was saying that they're quitting the platform entirely, referring to Twitter, and that they're on Blue Sky. Well, we did it, ladies and gentlemen. We helped them fulfill the prophecy, their words, and they have shut down their Twitter account and gone to the insane asylum that is Blue Sky. And what are they doing on Blue Sky? Well,
guys, do you think Blue Sky is the box? It's like, you know, like to put them in the box. What if Blue Sky is the box? And that's like the goal, is to put them all in Blue Sky.
Saying, I don't give a F about the opinion of who else but grifters. Saying, I know what I stand for. Nothing they say will change that. And I will never feel bad for cutting a transphobe from my life. Just because flies flock to piles of crap doesn't mean the crap is valuable. I've lost nothing of value. Remember, this is the person who's saying, I want to spread kindness in this situation, and now they're calling everyone grifters and pieces of crap that have no value. Yeah, you got completely owned here. I'm sorry. And now you're facing real backlash, deserved criticism, probably for the first time ever, and you can't handle it. And you fled to Blue Sky. But here's the worst part. We're learning more about this individual because during her stream reacting to my video, Yuki shared some information about this individual, showcasing how unwell and narcissistic they are.
There's so much backstory to this, but the thing is,
there's more?
I started taking my distance from them because on my birthday, I had a collab and my friend referred to them as the incorrect pronouns, and they literally interrupted the entire collab to talk about it and correct them and continue to do it. They took a good chunk out of my collab. We were in the middle of like a Yuki themed Jeopardy for my birthday collab. It was on my birthday. They took a whole chunk to...
You want to know what happens when I play like a video game like Counter-Strike or Valorant, and they call me a little boy? You want to know what happens? I just keep playing.
To direct the attention to them getting the pronouns wrong. And they apologized. They like corrected themselves, but they just kept going. And then there was just a good amount of awkward silence after it. And after that moment, I just realized if they were like my friend and really treasured me as a friend, why would they do that? Stan, thank you for gifting a subby. Why would they interrupt my birthday collab on my birthday, a special event where I would
it's
never
not about
do this
them.
to them.
It's not about you. It's about them. Actually, it's their birthday. Your birthday has been colonized. That's what this is. Colonized birthday.
And make it about themselves. And someone accidentally using the incorrect pronouns. They didn't do accidentally using the
She got that shoulder view.
They didn't do it purposely. They didn't do it maliciously. They just forgot.
I have another friend who is a dude, but he has really, really long hair. And sometimes in restaurants, he gets called like miss or ma'am or anything like that. And you want to know what happens when that happens? Literally nothing. Nothing. Just...
Okay? Which is part of being
Isn't
human.
that crazy?
People
Isn't that
forget.
crazy?
People make mistakes. It's literally a part of being human. And they made a mistake and it turned into this whole thing. So I started distancing myself from Senko, okay? I talked to them less. I just started...
These people do this, like, it's like you make an honest mistake, because like, you can't... How the fuck are you supposed to... Like, how the fuck are you supposed to even tell? Like, even if you were, like, the type of person that were like, you know what? I'm going to respect pronouns. Because, like, Malcolm's like that, for instance, right? Like, even if you were that kind of person, you can't even tell half the time, right? So it's like you mess up, like even on accident. You know, like, not even, like, I'm not even considering, like, people that are just like, I don't give a fuck you, I'll say whatever, I call you whatever I want. It's not even that. I'm talking about people that are like, oh, I made a mistake, my bad, right? These people are like, they're like, I'm sorry, sir. And they're like,
taking steps to distance myself from them because I didn't like how they make me feel. And they did things that made me feel more like a cash cow than an actual friend.
I cannot imagine having the main character syndrome where someone misgenders you accidentally in a birthday stream and you interrupt it and make it all about yourself.
Like that blue-haired freak
because you're so
yelling
emotionally
shit.
fragile.
Yeah,
that
like
someone
that.
misgendering you, even by
Just
accident,
calm down.
is that life crushing for you. I'm glad that Yuki is sharing.
Here's like the funny thing. All right, let's even speak like pragmatically. Like let's help them. You know, I'm gonna help them out. Let me give you a little scenario. Which do you think, like, if there were people like Malcolm again who are like willing to like use whatever pronouns you want, right? What's gonna get people to like do that more? So like, say you say like, "Excuse me, sir, how's it going?" And then you go, "It's ma'am." You think that's gonna work, or you think, oh, sorry, I'd prefer it if you called me this, like a normal person. You know what I mean? Like, they'd be like, "Oh, okay, like, my bad," right? But then, like, if you scream and you're like, "It's ma'am, actually," it's like, "I'm sorry, sir." Like, it's like I kind of have to do it now just because it's funny. You know, like, it's like you're kind of asking for it. You know,
I look at the Senko person's account. I don't know what their pronouns are. Like, it's not even listed on here. So, like, you know, heaven forbid.
What do you think? Like honestly, like, what do you think is gonna get a better response? If your actual goal is it feels bad to be called this, what is a better way to get the other person to actually give you what you want? Is it to scream at them and call them a transphobic bigot and fuck you? It's this? No, because they're gonna say you're ridiculous. They're gonna say you're fucking crazy. I'm not doing what you want. You're crazy, right? It's like they don't even know how to get what they want. It's unreal.
Someone misgender you. You're not even like making it publicly known. Like, you're just another person on the internet.
Power play is what they want. Though, you know what? You're probably right about that. Estes shroom, that it's really a power play. It's really like a domination sort of a thing where like I can force people to like call me whatever I want. That's my guess. My guess is that that's a part of a lot of it, right? Which is like, hold on. So I was watching Ember Paradox and there was like that video with that like PDF. You guys know what I mean? And like for the PDF, it was all about that. It was all about the domination. It wasn't really about like anything else. Is that why? Is that like the connection? Is that why there's so guys? I think I've stumbled across a forbidden connection. I think this is a forbidden connection, you guys. Oh no.
In my video, I'm not trying to misgender you. I don't even know what your pronouns are. I'm just referring to you by what I think is a woman. But there's no other signal for me right now, and to crash out and ruin someone's birthday stream over something like that, especially when it was done by accident, is crazy. But there's one more cog in the wheel here. This Captain Dandy Floss, this VTuber again with a massive ego, completely undeserved, was one of the people joining in on the harassment campaign, saying that their new merch partner was talking about how they don't stand for transphobia and cut ties with someone, and then they saw the awful transphobic rant made by Yuki, and then they said that's how you get blacklisted.
See, this is what makes me believe that there's actually, when you're talking about trans people, it makes me feel like there's actually two completely different things going on, right? Because like trans people I know that aren't like really, really fucking annoying. They're like, I just want to be left alone. I don't care. You know, people fuck up, whatever. Like, I'm just, if people want to do that, it doesn't really matter. I just want to be left alone. Those are like the people I know. So it's like, it almost seems like they're not even the same. You know, like they're completely like it's like there's two completely different things that are like within the same umbrella. It's sort of it's kind of like the whole like gay lesbian thing and then like the trans thing being under like one big umbrella when they're not even really related. You know, it's really what it feels like. It's like it feels like there's a subset of people that are just using it for power. They're literally using like that entire community strictly just to accrue power for themselves. That's really what it feels like. They're like a bunch of narcissists, you know, like
they determine whether or not someone's going to get blacklisted in the VTuber scene. Like. But as you might notice, that was a screenshot because the post is deleted, and this reply from Madam Savvy to a deleted post regarding the situation is just chef's kiss. But of course, they're crashing out as well, saying the number of dumb people claiming that I got their sponsorship canceled can't read that I said I saw waifu wears posted about not supporting transphobia first, then I made this post. I did not contact them. I woke up to seeing their post. Yeah, no one's saying you're the reason why. You're just part of the hate brigade.
Yeah.
And you just look dumb. I hope that clarifies something. But then they follow up that post with this next one. That's why I included it in the same screenshot. Man, I hate what the internet has become.
These people are on stolen land.
You're right, I do too. I hate that a bunch of people cannot live in a world where people with different opinions, and in this case, common sense, exist. So instead of disagreeing with them, you try to cancel them or try to publicly shame them, among other things. And it blew up in your face and everyone else's faces here. And again, I think it goes without saying, we're going to promote Yukiwaru again. Let's up those numbers in the words of Ludwig, okay? Let's up those numbers. I'm going to put a link to her Twitter account. You can find her relevant links from there in my pinned comment and description.
Nice.
Good on her for handling the situation so well. And thanks to all these wackadoos for introducing so many people, thousands of people, to a new ChudTuber that we've helped create here. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, please consider giving the video a like, consider subscribing, and turning on notifications for daily uploads, as well as multiple streams every week live here on YouTube. But overall, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
What I will say, though, in closing, these people, these narcissists that are trying to use all of this for power, they really niggle me.